This video will talk about adding a new tool to your tool library. From the machining browser window, select the Tools Machining Object icon, the second icon here. Clicking it opens a new Machining Objects window. We can pull that up so that we can see more of it, or we can move it to a new location. This has several tabs across the top. We're going to select the Tools tab. Within the Tools tab, there are several buttons across the top of this. We're going to use the first one, which is the Create Edit Tools. For this, it opens the Create Edit Tools window. We have a series of different tool profiles. The first is the ball mill. The second is a flat end mill. The fourth is actually a V mill. Most of the cuts will be the first two. You may occasionally use a V mill. Most of the others are used for more advanced cutting. I'm going to select an end mill or flat mill. Going to name that. Because the different machines handle tools differently, I always include the name of the machine in the tool name. So SB would be for ShopBot. This would indicate that this tool is specifically configured to run on the ShopBot router. You could also put Haas for our other milling machine. I'm going to indicate the tool type, and I'm going to indicate the size of the tool in thousandths. So 250 thousandths would be 1/4 inch. And because with the tool will come the feeds and speeds for that tool, I like to indicate the type of material this tool is spec'd out for. So for instance, if I'm doing MDF, I would then use the feeds and speeds for this tool specifically for MDF. If I had a different tool for, say, plywood, I would create the same tool, changing the MDF to plywood and changing the feeds and speeds within the tool to match. The tool holder on the ShopBot happens to be 1.7 inches. The tool length is 0.8. I'm going to go down here to tool diameter. I'm going to set that to 2.5, and notice when I click on shank diameter, it automatically adjusts to the same diameter as the tool cutter. Some shanks of some tools will be larger than the cutting area, some will be smaller, most will be smooth shank sides, so they'll match that. The tool length, this is the amount of tool sticking out of the collet. Remember, you have to have a certain amount of tool shank within the collet. This happens to be 1.5. The shoulder length, that is, if it has a shoulder that is larger shank diameter above the cutting edge. Most of the tools that we order do not, so I'm going to put that as the same as the tool length. And the flute length is the actual cutting surface of the tool. In this case, for the tool I'm using, it's 0.75. Moving over here to properties, we're going to leave this as carbide since this is a carbide tool. The number of flutes in this case is 2. The tool number does not matter since this is on the ShopBot and there are no tool changers, and the coolant is set to none because the ShopBot does not use coolant. For feeds and speeds, you should know how to calculate these numbers. We know that the speed for RPMs will be 18,000 on the ShopBot, and you should be able to come in and calculate the cut speed, and most of these others can be kind of guessed at. The retract and departure, I like to put those up high, because really what you're doing there is using a jog. 1/4 inch for right now, I'm going to leave that at 180 for MDF, but you'd need to do the actual calculations. Then we're going to hit Save as a New Tool and then hit OK. And now in our tool library we have SB mill 250 thousandths for MDF, and we would continue to add different tools for different applications.